Okay, there's a lot of details of which this game this weekend, this week I should say, against this Minnesota series. It is a 3-game series. I'm not really sure how much of the if this schedule is right, I should be able to pick it up. I don't have my phone with me. Sorry about that, but oh, get charged up enough. I don't really have much of any details, which I don't think this would be so possibilities would be so true. Would be have to be a little bit more serious. This Minnesota series, I'm not sure where. I know it's a 3-game series this week. Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, I think. Yeah, I think that's what it is. And it is going to be a series where critically, I know what Minnesota had, or has, I mean. But it'll be Cole Irvin for the Orioles tonight for the first game of the series. I'm not incredibly sure, but I think I'm correct. Irvin is a little bit more like a pitcher. He could actually pitch up the whole game. I mean, this could be one of the best pitchers that the Orioles have had for the last couple of years. So, a lot of reasons you've been seeing a lot of games on Mass and some on Apple TV if you were tuning in right. And at least you'll know how they get that 6-6. Well, I must have marked it in by mistake. I don't know. Let me check I have my tablets here. I want to check Sunday's game out. I'll be right back right after this. It was it was 6-4 on Sunday, so there's a lot of facts were given out today. Today would be the first game of the series. I'm not sure how this whole thing's gonna. I don't know how long this is gonna last me, but at least no longer than that, it's gonna last a lot better. But the pitching matchups for this one, I'm not as serious as I was before. But at least it'll. If you want to know what the totals were for Sunday's game, rather you might have seen on the Massive Network, but if you didn't, it'll be 4 runs, 12 hits, no errors. It'll be 6-11 and 140 O's rather. They were out hit 11-12, I should say. But at least it wasn't at least too bad going into that game. But at least they scored enough to win that game. Now tonight's game is on Masson at 6:35 tonight, and I'll have I believe I play for you only fans, because most fans don't have mostly where you live, where you ought to live. You gotta have Masson, so that more at least you can understand a little bit better over these past years, which is also grateful for most baseball in the area. Well, mostly baseball in the U.S. of A, I should say. But tonight's game is on Masson. The telecast is on Masson tonight. You'll be able to see it on Masson tonight at 6:30, 6:35. Those extra for what is it? I forgot what I was going to say. It begins first. Then the Orioles game with the Minnesota Twins, the first game of the series. So I'll be on about 6 o'clock. I'll have those extra for you, just so people think I wasn't going to have any O's extra tonight. This will be the one time that I was just hoping that this was not too serious, but it will be. So I'll have that O's extra for you at on Massonet tonight at 6. At 6 tonight here on Masson. And I'll talk about how the Orioles did on this previous series. The previous series was passed over with Milwaukee in town, which was a bad game. You won't want to believe me. I'll have the scoreboard for you. I'll have updates of all the minor league game. If you didn't see it on Sunday, it was the Shorebirds 4. It was 4-1 over the Boston Salem Red Sox. So people thought this wasn't gonna be a quite different, quite serious. So now they're gonna wait for the first game of the. I think the Woodpeckers are in town. I'm not sure. I'm not sure that. I'm not sure. I'm not hardly sure. But I hope they are. I hope some other teams they have off today till tomorrow night until the Orioles or the Shorebirds get back to playing again. Until they start playing baseball at the Purdue Stadium tonight. And they'll have a home game or the honestly, I hope so, but I don't know if anybody wanted to sort out my notes here. But this game is really what this serious thing is. It's just when I gotta have everybody do things, but this didn't work out like I wanted it to. But I knew where the Orioles are tonight. They're home at Camden Yards. And I mean, they had something like I saw some of the food down there. I saw some of the food. You ever see a long dog with chili and all that stuff on it? And it looked good to me. I don't know what hot dog it was. It looked like it was something that you got out of a grill, I should say. It's after 2. Well, so I don't have no idea where the Shorebirds are, but I do know they have off today for starting the series. But I don't know where they are. As soon as I know, you'll find out, folks. As soon as you'll find out, folks, in a couple minutes here, I'll have it here, and I'll hear in a moment here. Give me a minute. Give me a minute here, and you'll believe me. I'll have rest of the reports on Williams Grove. They had a lot of racing going on over there. I didn't realize that. I realized they had a lot of the dirt car. Had some races over at the Grove. They had a lot of races over there at the Speedway, I should have said. They had a lot of races over there, but they sponsor all these cars every time. So that way they'll have a lot of sponsors for them. Just hold a minute here. I get the answer here. Can I have the Shorebirds baseball schedule? Can I get that? Yeah, I guess I could, yeah. Because I don't want to ask the question and then somebody asks me so many questions of going into this series. Oh, what? Oh, okay. Uh, the Shorebirds played the Downtown West Wooden Ducks. They played the Wooden Ducks for a 4-game series with them. Okay, over the weekend, just so people thought I wasn't gonna keep track of them, but I do. Now, boy, if this team could just play better baseball, I appreciate it because I mean the Shorebirds are a little bit more younger than what the Orioles are. They're a lot younger, you know. They're so young, they don't know they can move up the buoy. Then they have a time to get them ready for their season, ready for their competition, I should say. The Shorebirds tonight, they're off today, so apparently they play the Wood Downtown West Ducks. I never heard of them. I never heard of them. I never heard of anything like that. Not a baseball team like that, but I never heard of such club as the Downtown Ducks. Huh? Down east, down east Ducks. Down east Ducks, I should say. The down east Ducks. That's what I didn't. It didn't register with me, but it didn't. It does now. And I'm hoping that this was a little bit more serious than what you think it is. As soon as I pick it up here, they start tomorrow night at that they're on the road now. They play a three. They play 4 games. I think it's 4. I think they're on the road. They're in South Carolina, I guess. Yeah, they're at a stadium at 6 p.m. tomorrow night, where they're going to be playing the Downtown East Ducks. And I know a lot of people think this club is. I never heard of this team. I never heard of any club like that, but this club, I'd say this team can. This is a minor league team now. I don't know who they're affiliated with. I don't know who they're affiliated with, but this sounds to me. This sounds to me like it's. This sounds like it's really with a officially. I never heard of this team before. Never heard of them before, but I heard a lot of these teams are pretty good. But oh, excuse me again. Sorry about that. I had a little indigestion. So this team is going to be playing night games for a couple days before this comes home for the Shorebirds. So they take on the Downtown Wooden Ducks, I should say. I never heard of some of this team. I never heard of them. But this team is really strange. A very strange team. Very strange. I mean, this is the strangest name I ever seen in my life. I never heard of this team before, but this is a new one for me. This is new because I still think I'll be swearing on a Bible on that. I'll swear on a Bible. I never heard of this team. I never heard of them. I don't know who they're affiliated with, but I do know this. If I don't easily find out where this team is associated with, it'll be crazy. It'd be kind of like I'm going crazy with somebody that just told me right down the drain or something. I mean, going down a hole really makes it bad. But this one was kind of sick. and it would be as sick as everybody else would say. Uh, so they're in South Carolina tomorrow night. So I don't know what team they're going to take on. So I don't know where this team is, but I know they're situated in South Carolina somewhere in the Carolinas. I don't know where. I never heard some of these teams before. I never heard of this team. Never did. I never heard them before. What are they associated with? Oh, the Texas. Oh, now I got it. They're associated with the Texas Rangers, huh? Now I got it. Now I got them. This is a Texas club, huh? Well, now at least I do know who they're from, where they're at, what their minor league team is. Oh boy, that sounds right to me. Like the Texas Rangers, huh? I'll just call them the Texas Rangers now. This is the only way I know how to call Texas with their minor league team. And I'll tell you, this is one heck of a time where I didn't want to say that, but at least you'll understand it after I figure it out. Because I'm sure I don't know who or how. I never spelled this club before, but I never thought this was. But this was kind of not on the fair where the men were getting kind of tougher. But this is. And boy, I have a. They're associated with Texas, huh? This team is associated with the Texas Rangers, eh? Well, so we'll keep up the breast of anything we come up with them. But this team here, I never heard of some. I heard of Texas Rangers, but this is their minor league team, which I never thought this was. I thought this was a strange team rather than a strange club was just coming into the season this way. I never expected to see a strange team like this. I never thought I'd ever see a strange team play a certain clubs. It's so stupid. It's really the stupid thing I ever saw in my life because this was crazy. I mean, this is crazy words, but I mean, this is really a series where I think this is kind of, well, how can you call it, like a crazy word or crazy fun? Like you're making some insults are up, like somebody insults somebody, but this is strange. I mean, this is the downtown East Ducks. I never heard of them. I never heard of some of that. And I never heard of some of this club in all my life. But this was hard to say, but this is kind of like a carving duck that you can carve one thing, but this is crazy. I mean, this is honestly the Rangers have an idea where they got their own minor league team. This is such of a. I never thought I'd ever see the day. I never saw a day that this was such a Texas Rangers. If they got a good young club here, and I'll tell you this, if they wouldn't have had some of these clubs, it would be so bad. It's so bad. I think the Orioles have the worst team, the minor league. I think this was the Orioles organization. They decided this. I never expected to hear this kind of thing. I never thought I'd ever see the day that the Orioles would just actually permit this. I never expected to see this happen again. I just never expected to see this happen. I never did. I never said this in a million years. Do you ever see a Texas team in Carolina? And it sounds like it's really a baseball club, but I think the Orioles tomorrow night or tonight take on a team that I thought that they took on the exhibition game. I understand this pretty well. I understand it pretty good, but this is ridiculous for the Shorebirds taking on a Ducks. I mean, this is a carving thing. I never thought. This is I'll stay tuned for that because we're going to be back with some other particularly mess stuff. This is a mess, I'll tell you. I mean, this is a mess show. I mean, this is a mess. I never thought I'd ever see the day that this team had a Texas Rangers team. I call it the Wooden Ducks. That really hurt there. To me, that major team has to come up with something that had to bring a different name into that. But this was strange. This is the strangest part of it. If any fan who would be out there for that kind of team, I wouldn't stand for it. But this team is what you doing outside? I kind of thought that. I heard something on the roof over here.
Right, that's my place, but remember, you're live.
Oh, that's right. Oh, I was kind of wondering what that was going to happen to me, but can you throw my bottle away? I'm glad we're inside. But I'm not out. I'm glad I'm not outside. This would bring a lot of people that wouldn't be quite as bad as everybody else was, but I never thought I'd see the day that this was such of a dirty dog. I mean, some scenes were we'll be back in just a minute here. I'm about to take a commercial and we got a big show coming up this week. We got a real big one. I'm going to go into the Orioles organization now and talk about tonight's game. This game was really, Minnesota has a tough series coming up. I know a lot of people think this was kind of like it was so permitting, the weather permitting for tonight's game, rather, the weather permitting, if the Orioles do take on the Minnesota tonight, weather permitting, just so people think I wasn't gonna, I wouldn't lie about this, but weather permitting tonight, I'm just hoping that the weather holds up for tonight's game, rather than which I hope it does. This game tonight really gives me like if somebody told me to go down a hole, I wouldn't even permit nothing but a rabbit hole because I would assume this wouldn't be such of a problem. And boy, I don't think this team is it's more strange than what people who had a drowned dog. And I think this team is. I think the Orioles should be okay tonight, but the weather. There was a lot of things were starting to come together for it, but I'll have more on this later, and we'll see you later on our Who's Extra tonight. I'll be back with those extra tonight at 6. And I'll be back tonight at 6 o'clock to permit for a game to be played tonight. So stay tuned for that. And we'll see you later on O's Extra.